So, I just got some news. I'm pretty sure a lot of people are gonna figure this out quick, and it's going around social media like crazy. The Matrix has officially charged the Tate brothers with what we'll call grape and human trafficking. And so I want to go through here real quick and specifically look at the BBC's take on it because they're the ones who keep making hit pieces on them. So let's see what they have to say, and I just want to debunk their false accusations because I've seen it all. I've even seen the text messages between two of the quote-unquote victims that are trying to attack them, and actually those two victims were them saying that they're literally just doing this to become famous and they haven't done anything wrong. There's also two other victims who have made a video who have came out, and I don't know exactly what they said, but it was along the lines of, you cannot say we're victims if we aren't victims. So they came out and said that the Tate brothers are like family to them and that they've done nothing wrong. So I have the BBC's take on what's happening open right now, and let's just read through it and see what they have to say. So this is from Lucy Williamson, and Lucy Williamson actually just did the hit piece recently on Andrew Tate.
If you actually watch the things I say, if you actually watch my comments about women, I've done long podcasts for hours long about females, talking about protecting for them, providing for them, how I believe a woman should be treated in a relationship. I've done all of this.
And yeah, that was a complete scandal. So yeah, we already know that she's just a complete joke. Let's see what she has to say about it. Controversial influencer Andrew Tate has been charged in Romania with grape, human trafficking, and forming an organized crime group to sexually exploit women. His brother Tristan and two associates also face charges. All have denied the allegations. The Tate brothers were first arrested at the Bucharest home in December. In March, they were moved from custody to house arrest following a ruling by a Romanian judge. The indictment deposited with the Bucharest court says that the four defendants formed an organized criminal group in 2021 to commit human trafficking in Romania. Okay, one thing that I do have to say, and if this is about the webcam businesses that they were running, that ended in 2017. I'm assuming that these are some new allegations of a criminal group that they put together, because I don't know, some are saying that it is about the cam business, but that was done in 2017, so I don't know what's happening there. It names 7 alleged victims who it says were recruited by the Tate brothers through false promises of love and marriage. So you're telling me that they're being accused of human trafficking because they gave women false promises of love and marriage? If that is how low the bar is set for what human trafficking is, then most women are getting human trafficked. What? That doesn't make any sense to me whatsoever. That is not human trafficking. I'm pretty sure most men have done that, and most women been victims of being promised love and marriage and it not falling through. Whatever. Andrew Tate, the self-proclaimed misogynist. He's never proclaimed being a misogynist, and he has never said or done anything that proves that. So that doesn't make any sense. The alleged victims were later taken to buildings in Ilfov County in Romania, placed under constant surveillance and control, and forced into debt. According to a statement from the Romanian prosecutors, the defendants allegedly then forced the women to take part in pornography, which was later shared on social media. One defendant is accused of raping a woman twice in March 2022, the statement adds. The trial will not start immediately as it's expected to take several years. A Romanian judge has 60 days to inspect the case files before it can be sent to trial. Okay, most of us know, and I really, really hope and could imagine that they're innocent. Let's just say they're innocent. And reading this, it's going to take several years for them to get the evidence that doesn't exist, to get the evidence to put them in jail. So these women can make their allegations and go out and say they raped me, and then with no evidence charge them, and it takes several years. So they're wasting several years of these innocent men's life just because they want to get some money and fame. That's crazy. A Romanian judge now has 60 days to inspect the files before it can be sent to trial. The media team for the Tate brothers said, while this news is undoubtedly predictable, we embrace the opportunity presents to demonstrate their innocence and vindicate their reputation. It added that the indictment allows us to present a comprehensive body of evidence diligently collected and prepared over time, which will undoubtedly substantiate the brothers' claim of innocence. This is literally the exact same thing that they tried to do to Trump, and it did not work. Notice a pattern here? They take very influential men who are telling the truth and exposing the secrets of the corrupt world and trying to play them out to be these horrendous human beings when they've done nothing wrong, because there's no other way of silencing them. There are also separate charges still under investigation, which could lead to a separate indictment, including money laundering and trafficking of minors. That is just crazy. Here's the way I see it, and this is one from watching all of their podcasts, all of their content. I know they're innocent just from that alone. When you really sit back and think about it, the two most influential men in the world, who have all of the women in the world they want coming to them, and all of the money in the world they want or need in their hands, why would they go out of their way to do these horrendous those things. There's no way. There's literally zero reason, and they are way too intelligent to even consider doing anything like that, especially since they both have children themselves. It does not make any sense. Okay, let's watch this video real quick.
Our correspondent in Bucharest, Lucy Williamson, gave us the latest on today's charges and the background to the case.
Pay really close attention to what she has to say here. And by the way, if I'm not mistaken, the grape charges were dropped already. So I don't know why they're back. I guess we're going to figure that out hopefully within the next month. Let's see what she has to say here.
Taken 6 months to complete. They have been in detention or under house arrest for all that time. And Romania's organised crime unit have come out with a statement this morning which outlines some of the information that led to this indictment. As you outlined there, we know the main charges that are being filed. We know there are 7 alleged victims who are allegedly recruited by false promises of love and marriage by the 2 Tate brothers. And it does seem
they were recruited by false promises of love and marriage. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's not human trafficking. That's just being a human. Most women have been played, I guess is what you would put those into the category of being false promise, love, and marriage. That's just called being played. Most women have been played, and most men have been played. That's not human trafficking.
Seem to be quite a wide-ranging set of charges. The charge of human trafficking is an umbrella charge, and within that there are several counts against each of the 4 defendants. We're also getting some information from the organised crime unit about the assets that have been seized, properties, cars,
And that I'm somehow the worst, most dangerous man in the world because I have a car.
luxury watches, but also more than $300 million in cryptocurrency. And
the government, setting all this up, by the way, took $300 million worth of cryptocurrency from them. There is literally no way that's legal. There's no way. They took all their supercars, most of their watches, $300 million of cryptocurrency, and seized it from them because of these allegations that the government is putting into play to try and cancel them and get rid of them.
Told that there are separate charges that are still under investigation that may be the subject of a separate indictment in the future, and they include money laundering, influencing statements, and trafficking of minors.
Lucy, for those who don't know Andrew Tate, just explain who he is. You did a lengthy interview with him just a couple of weeks ago, didn't you?
He's become extremely well known, particularly amongst young people, for his controversial statements online. He presents himself as someone who teaches young men how to be men. He gives them inspirational statements, but he also puts out advice on relationships that's really concerned a lot of people across the UK. Police, teachers, rights organisations have all warned about his influence. And so the investigation here in Romania has really increased the spotlight on him and brought many more people into awareness of the kind of things that he's been saying. I should also mention that his team have responded to the indictment here this morning with a statement saying that the brothers embraced the opportunity to demonstrate their innocence, and she said our primary focus will be to establish the truth.
So y'all are aware, this Lucy girl who works for the BBC admitted to have never watched a single long-form video of either of the Tate brothers. She has admitted that in their interviews. With that being said, that woman just asked, who exactly is Andrew Tate? Please explain that. She explained correctly that he is doing good for young men, teaching them how to be men. And then she went over to say that he gives dating advice that is concerning. One, never really heard him give dating advice, to be specific. He's never given dating advice because at the end of the day, that's up to you how you treat and date women. But he has most definitely, in most of his long-form podcast, mentioned that you should only treat women with respect, you should provide for them, protect them, and do everything you can to make sure they are loved. That's all I've ever heard him say in any video. Sure, there are a lot of clips that are taken out of context where he says things like, and then I smacked her, and blah, 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 blah. Sure, it comes off as bad, but when you watch the long-form video, he's not saying, like, that he beats his women. He's just describing different like scenarios and things, but you have to watch the entire video to know what he's truly talking about. When you see 10 seconds where he says, yeah, and I slapped a woman.
Slap, slap, grab, choke, shut up, bitch, sex. Have you ever seen a woman try and do anything competently? Like, imagine a girl pick this up. If I pick this up, you ain't fucking with me. I'd have my left hand, I'd still like jab, I'd fucking swing low, take your fucking knee out. You ain't gonna see it coming. What would a woman do? Slap the machete, slap her in the face. One hand, machete, and then backhand. I perfected this in pimp school. When I got my PhD, we had to practice if a girl comes at you, you cheater, you cheating. It's bang out the machete, boom in her face, and then grip her up by the neck. Like, shut up, bitch! Her panties get wet. The machete's on the floor, her panties are all wet. And you go, fuck her. That's how it goes. Slap, slap, grab, choke, shut up, bitch, sex. These are the basic moves of pimping. Fucking some little amateur. What if a girl picks it up? You're a fucking loser.
Of course, it's going to sound bad, but when you watch the whole thing, it's talking about how the woman was beating him and then he made some funny joke about it. I don't know. There's just so much that is just covered up just to make them look like bad people. It's horrendous. Let's see what Fox News has to say. I feel like Fox News is pretty conservative, pretty in the Republican side of things, the red pill side of things. So they say Andrew Tate, brother Tristan Tate, and two Romanian women were accused of forming a criminal group to commit human trafficking to force women into porn. So now they're saying it's Andrew, Tristan, and two Romanian women who formed the group. Okay. Social media, Andrew Tate has garnered millions of followers online, promoting a luxurious alpha male lifestyle.
It's disingenuous.
You
and
sell
also,
an image of financial success
correct.
with a Bugatti and a cigar, but it comes with a side order of misogyny.
How does having a Bugatti and a cigar come with misogyny?
That's so interesting. How they're literally just copy and pasting. So the BBC has written everything down, and then Fox News took everything they written down, just copy and pasted it, and they're not doing their own research. It's literally the exact same thing. The four defendants are accused of forming a criminal group in 2021 in order to commit the crime of human trafficking. Who in the right mind, with the amount of influence and power and money and women that they have, would do anything like that? It does not make sense. If you are educated in the slightest bit and have the slightest bit of common sense, you would know that they're innocent and would never do that. End of story. They took $3 million in cryptocurrency. Oh, interesting. Okay, so Fox News is saying they took about $3 million in cryptocurrency, whereas BBC is saying they took $300 million in cryptocurrency. Notice the issue there? They don't even have the facts, and they're already putting it on the internet. Tate brothers and the two Romanian suspects were detained in late December in Bucharest. The brothers went on appeal on March 31st to be moved from police custody to house arrest. At the time, Tate was hugely successful social media figure with more than 6 million Twitter followers, many of them young men and school children. He previously was banned from TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook for hate speech and his misogynistic comments, including saying that women should bear responsibility for getting sexually assaulted. And I agree with that. I actually agree with that. And go ahead and clip up what I'm about to say. I've had multiple instances where I've been talking to women and they have told me that they go to a guy's house and the guy sexually assaults them in some way, shape, or form. And then they go on to tell me that they knew his intentions and they still put themselves in the situation to get sexually assaulted and then blame the man. I don't understand that. He's right. Women should bear responsibility for getting sexually assaulted. That is true in 90% of the cases. Now, of course, I'm not going to deny the fact nobody should be getting sexually assaulted. Nobody should be getting raped. But they also have to understand that men get raped and sexually assaulted just as frequently, if not more, but we do not come out and talk about it.